Get ready, folks, because today we are diving into some seriously delicious territory, iconic New Jersey eats. And, we're not talking just any old food. We're going deep on the classics, the ones that have been around forever.
Yeah, the ones with stories to tell.
Exactly. The kind of food that makes you want to hop in the car and take a road trip.
That's right. We're talking about the foods that are practically woven into the fabric of New Jersey.
All right, so let's give everyone a little preview of the menu. Hoagies, hot dogs, pork roll, saltwater taffy, and tomato pie. I don't know about you, but I'm already starving.
Well, get ready, because each of these foods tells us something about New Jersey's history, its people, its, well, quirks.
Okay, I am officially ready to dig in. Let's do this. And what better place to start than with the mighty hoagie? This is a sandwich, folks, that is bursting at the seams. I mean,
It really is, and I think it speaks to the heart of Italian-American culinary traditions in New Jersey.
oh, absolutely. That's a great point.
You think about it, the post-war boom brought a wave of Italian immigrants, and with them came the delis, the cured meats, the sharp provolone, all of that.
It's like a whole cultural experience packed into a perfectly baked roll.
Yeah.
Speaking of, don't even get me started on the whole hoagie versus sub debate. That's a whole other
Oh,
thing.
I know, right? It's amazing how even the names highlight those regional differences you find, even in a state as small as New Jersey.
And that regional pride, I think, is evident in another one of the foods we're talking about today, the hot dog.
Oh, definitely.
But here's the thing, and this is what I love about New Jersey food. We're not just talking one kind of hot dog. Oh, no. We've got Italian hot dogs.
The best kind.
We've got rippers, and even, get this, something called a Texas wiener, which, wait a minute, Texas in New Jersey. I'm intrigued. What's the story there?
Right, you and me both. But that's what makes New Jersey food so interesting, isn't it? It's like every variation of the hot dog, it's a testament to a different wave of culinary influence.
I love that. Yeah.
The Italian hot dog, for example, that speaks volumes about the strong Italian-American community that's been such part of the New Jersey landscape for generations.
Totally.
And then you have the Ripper, which is kind of this, I don't know, it's like a unique innovation that's born and bred in Jersey itself.
Yeah, it's true. You don't really find that anywhere else.
And then that Texas wiener, well, that just goes to show you how diverse New Jersey is, because that's a perfect example of culinary fusion, right? It's reflecting all the different communities that call New Jersey home.
Wow, that's amazing. So much history packed into a single sausage. Now, I have to ask, where can our listeners go to get a taste of these New Jersey hot dog legends?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Okay, so for a truly authentic Italian hot dog experience, you can't go wrong with Jimmy Buff's.
Okay, yeah, classic.
They've got locations in Kenilworth and West Orange.
Nice.
And then for those of you feeling a little adventurous, Rutt's Hut in Clifton is the place to try a Ripper.
Oh, yeah. Rutt's Hut, legendary.
Yeah. Legendary, that's the word. It's just, if you go, be sure to ask them about their secret relish recipe. It's the stuff of folklore.
Okay, you've got my attention, secret relish.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yes.
And what about this Texas wiener? Where do we find that?
Well, for that, you've got to head over to Manny's Texas Wieners in Vauxhall. Their sauce is incredible. It's this Greek-inspired twist on the classic, and it'll blow your mind.
All right, all this talk about hot dogs has me craving something. Well, maybe a little more Jersey. Let's talk pork roll, or should I say Taylor ham?
Ah, yes. The great New Jersey food debate. It never ends, does it?
I know, right? It's like asking which came first, the chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
But no need to pick sides here. We're all friends. What I want to know is, how did this humble meat product become such a symbol of New Jersey pride?
Well, it all goes back to 1856, when a man named John Taylor decided to create this unique pork-based meat product. And whether you call it pork roll or Taylor ham, it really took off.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, it quickly became a breakfast staple here in Jersey, and then eventually, well, it became an icon. You can find it on menus everywhere.
It's fascinating how a simple food can become such a big part of a place's identity. Speaking of which, I heard a rumor about pork roll ice cream.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you'll find pork roll or Taylor ham in everything, from breakfast sandwiches to burgers these days, even ice cream.
Pork roll ice cream? You can't be serious. I've never even heard of that. Huh. Okay, so we've got Italian hot dogs, rippers, Texas wieners, pork roll ice cream. What else is there to eat in New Jersey?
Well, don't forget about dessert. You can't talk about iconic New Jersey nights without mentioning saltwater taffy.
Oh, that's right. A true boardwalk staple. I've always wondered, does it actually have salt water in it?
You're not the only one. I think everyone asks that at some point. The answer, of course, is no. There's no actual seawater involved.
So how did it get its name?
The story goes that Way back when, a candy shop owner in Atlantic City had his taffy drenched during a flood. But instead of throwing it all away, he decided to sell it as saltwater taffy. And, well, a marketing legend was born.
That's hilarious. You got to admire the ingenuity, right?
Yeah.
So it's all sugar and storytelling. But speaking of sugar, let's talk about the flavors. The variety of saltwater khaki flavors out there is mind-blowing.
Oh, I know. And it seems like every year there are even more flavors to try.
What are some of the wildest ones you've come across?
Oh, there are some really unusual ones out there. I mean, of course, you have your classic chocolate and vanilla, but then things get interesting. Spicy pumpkin, mango, even sea salt caramel.
Sea salt caramel. Now that's just
Ugh.
meta.
Right, it really is.
Okay, so if our listeners are ready to embark on their own saltwater taffy tasting spree, where do you recommend they go?
For that true boardwalk magic, I'd have to recommend Shriver's in Ocean City.
Shriver's. Good choice.
They have an incredible selection of flavors, so there's something for everyone.
Perfect. All right, our final stop on this New Jersey culinary journey takes us to Trenton, the home of the legendary tomato pie. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't that just pizza?
It's similar, sure, but Trenton tomato pie, it's its own thing, you know? It's all about the construction. The order of the ingredients is really key.
Okay, so I'm sensing a theme here. First, it was hoagie versus sub, and now this. What makes the Trenton tomato pie construction so unique?
Well, for starters, you've got that thin, crispy crust. That's a Trenton trademark.
Okay, I'm listening.
Then you sprinkle on some crushed garlic, followed by a nice, generous layer of grated mozzarella. But here's the twist, and this is what sets it apart. The tomato sauce, which is often made with those beautiful, sweet Italian tomatoes, goes on last.
Wait, hold on. The sauce is on top. That's the opposite of how I make pizza at home.
Yeah.
I'm so confused right now, but also intrigued.
That's the thing. It's this unexpected twist that gives Trenton tomato pie its signature character. Putting the sauce on top, it lets that fresh tomato flavor really sing. You get a burst of brightness with every bite.
You know, I never would thought about it that way, but you're right. The order of ingredients really can change the whole experience.
Exactly. And in this case, that innovation, that's what created a New Jersey icon. So simple, but so good.
Absolutely. So for our listeners who are ready to go on a Trenton tomato pie pilgrimage, where do they need to go?
You've got two legendary contenders, both in Robbinsville. De Lorenzo's Tomato Pies and Papa's Tomato Pies. They're both institutions.
Oh, wow. A classic food rivalry. I love it. So what you're saying is, no matter which one you choose, you're in for an authentic Trenton tomato pie experience.
100%. Both places offer a true taste of this New Jersey classic. It really just comes down to personal preference at that point.
This has been quite a culinary journey. We've explored everything from those massive hoagies to those surprisingly complex hot dogs. We uncovered the truth behind the great pork roll versus Taylor ham debate, indulged in the sweet nostalgia of saltwater taffy, and ended on the unique delight of Trenton tomato pie. Phew, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it all.
And what's remarkable is how these foods, as different as they are, all contribute to this vibrant, delicious tapestry that is New Jersey food.
It's more than just food, though, isn't it? It's a reflection of the people, the history, the traditions.
Exactly. That connection between food, place, and identity, that's a big part of what makes exploring culinary traditions so fascinating.
Couldn't agree more. Speaking of exploring, I am ready for a snack break after all this talk about food. How about you? What stood out to you the most? Was there anything that surprised you as we delved into these iconic New Jersey eats?
You know, for me, it always comes back to how much these foods have evolved right alongside New Jersey. They mirror the state's history, from
Yeah.
waves of immigration to just cultural blending in general.
Yeah, it's true. You can see it all reflected in the food.
And it's not just history, you know? You see the ingenuity, that unique Jersey spirit reflected in every bite.
You're right. These foods really do tell a story.
They do.
A delicious, messy, and totally fascinating story about New Jersey and its people. It really makes you realize that food is so much more than just sustenance.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a powerful way to connect with a place and its people, you know?
It really is. It's like this delicious expression of culture and identity.
I love that. And speaking of delicious, these iconic New Jersey eats we've been talking about, they've been around for generations, right?
Right, evolving alongside the state itself.
Which makes you wonder, what will be the next big New Jersey food craze? I mean, who could have predicted pork roll ice cream?
Right. That's a good question.
Maybe we'll have to do a follow-up deep dive in a few years.
Yeah.
And see what new culinary delights have popped up in the Garden State.
I'm in.
But in the meantime, I think it's safe to... Exactly. Trust us. Your taste buds and your inner foodie will thank you.
100%. And be sure to let us know which one you try first.
Oh, that's a great idea.
We're always up for a good food debate.
Always. Until next time, happy eating. You know, it really is amazing how much history and culture you can find in a single plate of food, whether it's a hoagie piled high with Italian meats or a slice of Trenton tomato pie.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that food is more than just fuel. It's a reflection of who we are, where we come from, and what we value.
And speaking of value, I think we've given our listeners a pretty good taste of what New Jersey's culinary scene has to offer.
I'd say so. From savory to sweet, we've covered it all.
We've had those massive hoagies, those surprisingly complex hot dogs, the great pork roll versus Taylor ham debate, the sweet nostalgia of saltwater taffy, and of course the unique delight of Trenton tomato pie.
And let's not forget the pork roll ice cream.
Oh yeah, how could we forget the pork roll ice cream? Only in New Jersey, am I right? Well, folks, there you have it, a crash course in iconic New Jersey eats. I hope you all enjoyed this delicious deep dive.
Me too. It was a lot of fun.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm suddenly craving a ripper with a side of saltwater taffy.
Don't forget the pork roll ice cream.
Oh, you know I won't. Until next time, happy eating, everyone.
See you next time.
Bye.